As requested, Parker Kligerman has come into the media center, and Parker has raced his way into the Daytona 500. And he drives a number 30 Swan Energy
Lending
Toyota.
Tree. Lending Tree now.
What?
Lending Tree.
Lending Tree.
Yep, got to get that in.
Gotcha. Lending Tree Toyota for Swan Energy. And Parker, yesterday you were barreling down the front stretch on your roof, and now you're in the Daytona 500.
Pretty big change, eh?
Pretty big change.
We kept it.
Talk about that.
Well, we'll start there. Obviously, that was a letdown yesterday. As I said to a lot of people here, one of the most interesting moments of my life was the slide on your roof. But my guys worked incredibly hard, and I know you hear that a lot. It's pretty cliche, but, I mean, you don't understand. We were obviously had our second car hurt. Our guys were trying to put a backup in that had Cole's seat in it. We had to take that seat out, redo everything, and then to get in the duel, and on the last lap, be running ninth with Lending Tree on board, who had just come on board the night before, or the morning before, sorry, and suddenly start to have the fuel issue that we had and see the grasp that we had on both cars making the 500 slip away from us. It was just one of the worst feelings of my life. And then the worst feeling would be watching that race right there, and I was not a fan of any driver in that race at all throughout the whole thing, and thankfully it all worked out.
Congratulations. We'll take questions. We'll start up front here with Holly and with Tom, and we'll see what else we have.
Holly Kane, NASCAR.com. Parker, after we spoke after your race, you said you were probably just going to go sit somewhere by yourself and not even watch this race. How did you spend the time between the end of your race and this one?
Well, we thankfully at this level you can afford a motorhome, and so we were in that with my manager, my personal PR girl, my spotter, and myself. And the only way I could compare it is I'm pretty into politics, is like running for the presidential election, because no one has the right info and everyone's saying the info they think they have, but you just don't know. So that was what it was like for about an hour. And we were constantly doing the math, constantly screaming and yelling and looking around. And I think I was more animated than I normally am, which I know says a lot, but I was pretty hyped up for this. I think, I feel like in a lot of ways, you have the weight of an organization on your shoulders to get these two cars in the race, the 26 and the 30. This is a growing organization. It's an organization that wants to be around for a long time to come, that wants to be a chase contender in years to come. And, we've done a lot of work over the off season. We've done a lot of work on the marketing side, had a lot of success, as you see, with Speed Stick on Cole's car and Lending Tree on my car, SMS Audio coming on board. And I think we've had a lot of success. And then not to nail the competitive part like we were last year would be a huge letdown, and thankfully we did.
So you watched the race?
I did watch it in the bus, yeah. Every lap, sadly. It was terrible.
Go with Tom, and then over to Mike, Lewis, Don.
Hey, Parker. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. A couple things. Congratulations, first of all. Realistically, when you left here last night, what do you think the odds are that you'd be sitting up there tonight talking about racing your way into the Daytona 500?
First off, thank you, Tom, for the question. I've always had a saying in life. And always had a saying in life, and it'll all work out. Always had. This is that level. You know, it's the Daytona 500, the biggest race possibly in the world. You know, a lot of ways when you look at the viewership and the attendance and everything and the money behind it, and it's an honor to now be a part of it for the first time. It's an honor to have a chance at it, and to then be at the position where people cared if I was in or not. You know, that was an honor as well. And I'm grateful and absolutely astonished to be here, but ready to get the job done, ready to go build this race team into a top 25 organization.
Let's go right here with Mike.
Mike Nett from frontstretch.com. Parker, you were sitting hanging upside down trying to put your window net down, but gravity wasn't letting that happen. Was the last time you were in the car, and then you have to climb in the car tonight and go race it. And knowing the skills of most of these guys in the garage, I know there's some confidence there, but isn't there at least a bit of trepidation when you go into one that first time when you haven't taken a lap since you were hanging upside down?
So should I be honest, or should I be like the confident, cool race car driver? You know, I got to drive the truck in second practice. We skipped first practice. We didn't do any drafting, but I got to go out in the truck, and I actually did something that helped us a lot in the Cup car, and that was I did a bunch of runs on pit road. And my truck team, I don't know if they knew I was doing that for the Cup car, but we actually had set up our pit box already for the Cup car, for the duel. And so I just started to focus on, okay, we know there's going to be a green flag stop in the duel. There always is. We knew we were only going to take fuel, no tires. Started to work on the truck, and although it's very different, it started to get my mind just focused on the race, focusing forward, focusing on what was going on. But I will say, it was when the national anthem was going, I had my eyes closed during the prayer, and in my mind, for the first time ever, I had replayed a wreck, and that was being upside down. And, you know, just seeing that all in your head and thinking, man, that was quite the ride. And glad to be here, lucky to be here and all. And, I mean, not lucky in that we have such great safety stuff from what NASCAR has done, and bell helmets and Butler seats and Schroth belts and all the amazing safety advances we made. Still, at the end of the day, it is going 200 miles an hour upside down in a race car. So grateful for that. But once that went away and I got in the car, it was focused forward, job at hand, and we got it done. Yep.
Bruce Martin. Bruce and then Don.
As a spectator for the second race, did you find it highly unusual that two guys in a 60-lap race ran out of fuel?
Well, there's some. We're still going through everything, but there is a chance that we also ran out of fuel. We're looking at the fuel pickups and such. I don't think it's so out of the realm just because of the nature of the race. It is a one-stop race. The shorter you make that stop, the better you're going to do. We know historically these things go green throughout. I know that statisticians will tell you that doesn't mean anything. Historically, it doesn't mean anything towards the idea of a race. But you have to think that for this race, drivers are less aggressive at the start simply because everyone knows what's at hand. You know, everyone knows what's at risk, which is not making the 500 or ruining your 500 car. And so you focus on the idea of what's the shortest way to get that pit stop. From there, you go into the fuel situation. As you come down pit road, your crew chief will say 5 seconds of fuel. You'll sit there, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. He'll say go, 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 and sometimes it's not right because the guy didn't get plugged up quick enough. And I assume that's what happened to those two. Sorry for the long answer, but thank you, Bruce.
Let's go to Don Coble, and then Lewis Frank.
Yeah, Parker, you mentioned that while you were sitting there trying to figure out all the different scenarios of where you in, where you're not in. I know when I talked with your car owner yesterday, he goes, "Well, we're not worried about Parker because he's got top 35," and I'm going, "Yeah, they don't do that anymore." But there was a lot of misinformation, wasn't there? I mean, it made the night kind of confusing.
No, absolutely, tons of misinformation. Bob Pockris direct messaged me at one point and tried to explain to me the Harvick situation because I was wondering what the heck was going on. So thank you, buddy, wherever you are. And you know, I think that was the kind of information we had, and that's all you get in this situation. It's not like there's a direct communication between us and NASCAR. They're running the race at hand. They don't. For them, you know, it's not their job to tell us what's going on because they're running the current race. I think, you know, it's just, as I can say, it's like anything else where presidential election or something like that, where you're at the mercy of someone else's information, at the mercy of other people's decisions and actions. And I think that's it's a tough place to be, but I hope to never be in that position ever again.
We're going to take one more question. Lewis?
Yeah, Louis Frank of Reuters. This may misconstrue karma, but between the fuel pickup and being on the roof, do you feel like you've run out of bad luck now?
I don't believe in bad luck. It only brings bad luck. I think that was James Hunt who said that. But it's, I guess I've never really focused on that side of things. I always look forward in the sport. You can't look back. As I said before, that was one of the first rare instances I did after that wreck. It's a sport that if you do look back, you could go crazy looking at all the decisions you could have made differently, all the things you could have done differently. And if you just look at the fact that, hey, you're here at Sprint Cup, you're here racing to be in the Daytona 500, you're growing an organization and all the things you have going forward. And even if your career is on the downslope, there's other things in life. There's stuff to look forward to. And I think that's what you always have to do is look forward, look positive, and be ready for what's next. I will say also take Nootelligence, NOOTELLIGENCE.com. Go check it out. It's my company. Thank you.
Parker, congratulations. Look forward to watching you race Sunday.